What's up, gay boys?
Oh, what's
I haven't
going
got
on?
booth thing done yet. I stopped on Friday.
Yeah, I got that message you sent me, man. It sounds like a nightmare. I wouldn't want to be a.
I wrote down the rules a bit, so I think I know how to get it to work. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, the more I think about it, like when you first started telling me you were getting into vibe coding, I was like, this guy's way out of his depth. You know, no offense, but I think you and me both were so fucking ADHD, and the reason I thought that is because I thought vibe coding was coding. You know, but from the message you sent me on Friday, that's not really what's going on. The AI is doing the coding for you. That's the
Yeah.
easy part. It's the creativity and the imagination that you need to figure out the engineering of it,
Yeah.
which I think you're very adept to. I think you're a very creative mind in that regard.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it easy though.
Some yeah, I mean, knowing how to code would be helpful with like knowing what the functions triggers are and shit.
Mhm.
I mean, like somebody else tried to do the stock weight shit and they're like, why is it coming out like this color? And it's like, well, I mean, there could be 100 different reasons.
Yeah. Why is my shit runny first thing in the morning? You know, there's a lot of different factors.
All right. So this, I'm on a 3 minute on just a normal ES chart, but with the deltas, there's a massive fucking reclaim back here.
Good call.
They have been going up through it. The market is willing to dump though with this current delta reclaim.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
So that's telling me it's okay with that direction.
Fucking 20-point move right there.
Now, as they're pushing up, they're not willing to take all of the inventory back that they just dumped. So the market is testing up.
Mm.
They're spoofing it up, and they're either going to slosh that volume back, which they kind of are.
I pulse check to 56 short. I'd probably take it off here. 54.
There they go. They're getting the volume to come back in. So they are able to get it to go the other way. They are able to control the volume 2 different directions. Again, there's that giant reclaim that they were going up on. But since the volume was able to be so just pop 2 different directions, there could be a chance they run it back low again.
Mm-hmm.
The profile's mostly green, so let's see if they slosh it out the other way. I can't really tell if it's more spoofy in one way or another. It seems like they are spoofing it really quickly low right here. It just has a bi-direction, but you
Mhm.
also have all that imbalance above us, which they are running it. I just wouldn't be surprised if this does dump. Like the pacing, the speed, what I'm trying to build, the speed of the down move seems very quick. There is a lot of offer pressure.
Tried to grab a long there at 71.50 for the quick scalp.
I don't want it long in anymore. There's a lot of offers clustering here. They could go through there, but um the pacing of the delta is willing to continue to push up
Mm.
for now. It is slowing a little bit. The delta is pace. Oh my god. Got a small scalp at 76.50, but I almost put in way too many contracts because I didn't change my little manager. It was a short up there. You can see the cumulative delta starting to not be so
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah, the height of those bars.
Bars, yeah. I always like cut way too early if I don't get a full fill, which is not a good habit because I'm like, oh, it's not all the way in, and then I take it off, and it's like, no, you should push what you got in. If I wouldn't be surprised about the collapse, like I told you,
Mhm.
they were the price seemed to wanted like it just was rug pulling a lot low.
I got a 76 short on micros. I'm gonna take it off here.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, that was a good one.
Why'd you go in there?
I really liked how we went from we were doing bright green, bright green, bright green on the medium time frame heat map, and then we put in one dark green candle, which
Uh,
meant that they were kind of exhausting. We also had a bunch of trapped open interest. A bunch of really big buyers came in at 75, 74, and they were underwater. So when those big open interests get trapped, there's a pretty good chance of a down move. And then at the same time, what you mentioned, how the bars on the cumulative delta were just starting to slow down a bit.
yeah. No, yeah. So there is a lot of open interest still on the green, and now they're
Mhm.
willing to chop back through it and not sustain the push. So that's telling us they do want to close this. Now the thing is, it's super loose below us as well. There might be sustainment. We'll see. I don't know what the deal is with this pocket. You can read that profile better than I can, but
Yeah, they are starting to come out of the upper half of the pocket as we speak.
notice the price definitely spoofed hard from the cumulative delta. You just don't have the type of volume on that down drive that you should have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of offer. Mostly it's offer. It's been offer pressure, which I've turned into a profile. Let's see if they can get the delta to be responsive. The cumulative delta to be responsive upward. He did get a huge flush of buying.
Nice. Got a 6-tick scalp long there from 65.
For the slip.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you're a mid on it though. That cumulative delta was not responding upward. It's willing to respond low a little bit. It seems like no, maybe not. I don't want to long it here, but I think there's a long here.
yeah, I agree.
Off that 68, there it goes.
I had a 65-25 long on micros. Took it off here.
Why? Because of the profile?
Why I took it off or why I entered?
No, why'd you get in there?
Profile for one, we reclaimed it. Two, we tested lower. We came down and tested 62s and held. We made a higher low.
Hmm.
There's also a little range down there. If you see on like the medium time frame, you
Yeah.
see a range. We broke the top of that range. And
Yep.
defended the open interest profile. So that's kind of a 2-in-1 setup for me.
See, this is two direction.
Yeah, it is kind of a coin flip here because we're starting to put in some open interest here.
The stocks really ain't screaming hot green, but they're also not really that red.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
They are getting that flow to that order flow on the cumulative deltas, still having a hard time pushing into the highs. They just got more inventory to come in. I imagine they're going to try another run at the up again. Let's see how the cumulative handles itself if they do try that. I don't know what kind of pullback there will be here.
Starting to stack some pretty aggressive offers here. It's too early to tell what they're going to do with those, though.
I took a one tick long in the 73.75s because I figured they were going to try testing, but they ain't doing a good job getting that fucking volume to push.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying. Looks like it has some quick tumbling going on low, but took a fucking hefty loss, short in 73s.
Yeah, I saw that setup with you.
3,300. Lost down $3,000.
I took a small
Literally
loss on
got
it too.
I'll let it keep going. I mean, they're trying to really force this delta. There's still a lot of rebalancing above us, and they're willing to push it. The delta is willing to go up.
Oh yeah,
As painful as it seems, it's willing. The delta will be balanced. Still has some ways to go. There's a lot of staggered offers as they're pushing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost balanced. Almost balanced.
There's a 189 lot that's trapped at 86 right now. I think that could add downward pressure to this move. There's a big defense here at 82, though. He's getting absorbed. I'm kind of leaning short continuation.
Yeah. I was long 83. It turned into a small loss. It had worked. I was long when it was working, but then it just fucking collapsed. They're still trying to push it. Fucking cocksuckers. And those bids are collapsing really quickly.
Yeah, there's more trapped buyers around that 85 area.
The problem is, are they trying to finish this rebalance before it goes down?
Mm-hmm.
See how the floor just keeps kind of like disappearing? The thing is, they can do that and trend it because they're trying to fucking rebalance whatever.
Yeah.
But when the floor disappears like that, they're trying to get it to go the other way too. Stocks are going neutral. What's the inventory? There you go.
Oof. I had a short off 85. I'm going to take off here on micros.
Nice. Dang, 85s? What? How the fuck did you do that? How are you nailing the very edges of everything?
It was a lot of the same trapped buyers on the open interest. You notice on that last move up on the medium time heat map, we were pretty bright green, at least solid green. And then
Mhm.
as we came into that slip range, we started putting in grays. And then we tried to push higher, and it was a head and shoulder setup. We tried to make a new high, we failed. We put in more gray, and that's where I entered. Just the buying power was collapsing. It looked like
On just stocks, or was it also the open interest?
stocks heat map and open interest because we had a bunch of trapped buyers at 85, and they slowly were starting to get absorbed.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing you got out of it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Getting those nasty little collapses. Still trying to get that delta to go in there.
That could be range expansion right there because they basically top ticked that high on large volume too. There's a 118 lot buyer who's stuck at 88.
really can't tell if the who's like which direction it's spoofing harder,
Yeah.
and it it definitely is doing it a lot on the downside. It's just I don't think they've tapped the fucking sell pain train yet for the sellers. They kind of did on that one leg you were in, which I'm in too. I let it come all the way back to me, unfortunately, but that delta just puked hard right there too.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of in this like inventory pocket where the selling is willing to come in quick. That you're getting a half and half on the mid time frame, half red, half green leg. It's a sign of a range. Man, that is a big fucking run on like
Yeah, that's a big
no
move.
volume, dude. I got that to 70. It did come back on me though. Oh, wait, I still have open position? How do I still have open P&L? Hold 7,300. We're up 5 trades in or something? 34.8750 to take some risk. I was in that a lot lower than you, but it came back on me.
Mm-hmm.
There might be more. I figured 65s would be there.
Yeah, it looks like they want it. Good call.
Damn it. Still in that. Like, it's not like hindsight. It's like I had feeling there was more.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing when a trader's like, I should have held it. It's like you would have if you knew, but if you knew that it could have, you should have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different story.
Are you still positive? It seems like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm positive across both micros and minis.
That's a big nasty leg on stock mid.
500 lot seller on 68.50. He's in control right now, but I'm almost wondering if we suck above him and he'll be trapped. But it's way too early.
I wouldn't bet on it because they spoofed off the open before any of this move went up on the way down.
Yeah.
And we almost rebalanced the entire imbalance on the 30-second or 3-minute.
Mm-hmm.
They almost rebalanced it. Now they're taking a lot of this inventory down here back from the open. You're going to have a nasty like flick set up if they get this price lower. Now, what happens when the open interest spikes real hard like it did 69 or some shit?
I mean, it depends. Right now, he's in control, so that big seller has a winning trade on right now. So that's
Yeah, I
short
usually
bias.
see that. I see full course reversals where they do that. The cumulative delta is flattening a bit. They might get that other leg going in, but it's starting to get heavy again.
Yeah, bottom heavy. I got a nice continuation short off 60. Kind of piked it though off at 57.50.
let's see what they do when they spoof that up. That fucking buying just was not willing to respond. They're trying though. I can tell they want to go both ways in range.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, how big is this fucking range gonna get before they rotate?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that fucking buying to ignite on that cumulative delta. See how they spoofing it up, and it's just barely fucking igniting it.
Yeah.
They're doing they can't get it to go.
Yeah. There's a really tough auction going on here.
I got a beautiful short off 5650, pulled it
Nice. That was a good one.
3 and 19, 1500.
He's getting white hot selling on the heat map for the first time.
Yeah, man, on both of them. I have it on both at least. See, unlike the open interest profile, which is just, it's telling you exactly what the cumulative delta is doing. It's just telling you where. The cumulative delta, you can just tell by how large or short the candles are when they're spoofing, if they can get that. They're trying to ignite a specific direction, like a flick or something. And I think when they flick, they actively are attempting to ignite and flick the volume that direction, but sometimes it's not responding. See how they're spoofing it up again? They want to range the motherfucker. They're getting some form of ignition off that green delta. Stocks are tapering off a little bit. I mean, they are fucking getting that delta to fucking ignite, but it's not. They're just not hitting that tipping point where it wants to fucking go.
Yeah.
And they could get it to go. There's just a threshold where they can reverse that delta, that volume, but this is like trying to steer a ship. Anna talks about that part. They just ain't getting it to go. There might be another little let's see if the problem is the spoofing so bad if you're on the wrong side of it and they do get an ignition. So the question is, are they going to rebalance the open of this inventory? The profile's relatively thin too, like because of how much spoofing is going on and relative to how much volume is actually willing to respond to it. There they go, trying to ignite that fucking buying again. Man, it almost looks like they almost will get it to go too. There, see, it's starting to go.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They want something up there.
I did spoof it low though. That's interesting. What's their fucking angle? I took a loss. I was long 55.75. It was working. Then they reversed it.
Yeah, I see what you were going for in that area.
It's almost like they are trying to flick it low. Cheeky fucks. You're at the bottom of this fucking range. I think they're trying to build a position here.
Yeah, they're trying to cook something, man, because they've been in
Like
this
this
low
range. I think they
range for a
want this to
while.
range. Yeah. Because if they were trying desperately to get it to go up and it did, and they decided to spoof the other way, I think there's something
Hmm.
going on in these 50s.
Yeah, it's like buyers failed. They tried to push it higher and they failed.
Oh, they got the inventory to go the other way. Now they're spoofing it up. There's something going on.
Yeah, that seemed like a big old liquidity grab to me. But we're still channeling down is the problem.
Yeah. What are they doing with that volume? That open interest is so tapered. Man, that's like a fat fucking loss, man. I was for 6,100, 0 and 63, down 2K. Was long in the 52s, but fuck, they just faked me to fuck out.
Yeah, that
Damn
was a
it.
tough area, man. I took a couple losses too. I'm still hovering around break even though.
63 fucking ticks. I have a feeling it since I exited, it might come back to where I was fucking sitting. They're actively attempting to spoof it up. There's a lot of inventory below us that could still get rebalanced.
Hmm.
But the problem is they've been spoofing it up just to drive it low to run these flicks.
Yeah, yeah, I've noticed the same thing. Same with open interest. They'll put a move like this in, attract a bunch of long open interest, and then use that as liquidity to keep going lower.
A lot of resting liquidity here, staggered, which they have been blowing those out on the way up. I don't know if they're going to blow them out down here. There they go. See, and they recycle. I think that's the thing. I think the heat map needs to kind of come on because they recycle inventory just to fill these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Huge fucking blowout low. Hold a nice short, but like for 43.50, I'm up $2,000. I'm surprised. Definitely didn't recoup the 6,100 I lost. The inventory is getting close to rebalancing, and I know there's going to be a fucking potential of a range high, maybe. Still has a bit of a ways to go. Stocks aren't screaming red, but they're red.
I'm trying to take back that most recent reclaim, but we've seen them do that so many times today.
Yeah, but the problem is they keep spoofing up to just like drive it through some resting liquidity. There's another pocket in the 30s. I'd let this entire inventory pocket get rebalanced, which it still needs. There's still, it's basically the open cumulative delta
Mm-hmm.
from the open. There's still like, let's see, quite a few contracts. 20. About 1,000 that need to come out. I don't know what they're going to do with the overnight inventory, but the inventory went all the way up and is coming all the way back down. I would not be longing it, even though it looks like it's going to long, but I'd also be very careful with the short as well. You're quiet now, so are you getting fucked up or what?
No, I'm stalking because I on one hand I do think this is such a strong downtrend, but on the other hand it's like the candles are getting wider and wider down here, which is kind of a telltale sign of capitulation. They're also doing that thing on the cumulative delta that you mentioned earlier to the long side, where the bars are getting shorter and shorter. The height of the bars is getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah, that's the thing, that there's a bunch of liquidity down here that they're trying to knock out, and
Mm-hmm.
I would wait for the open inventory to rebalance, and then they're probably going to overshoot it a bit. They could stay within it, Um, see, and then they got that inventory to go.
Oh yeah, dude. Look at that.
Then there could be a big ass overshoot. Because the problem is it's going so fast that, but it's also weak on the top side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see if you want to see your profile throw out a big ass fucking note or some shit. The thing is, they just kind of open the floodgates that it's just turning this around is going to be hard. But the problem is they're also willing to just pull those offers. It's such a glass. I told you it's such a glass ceiling.
Yeah, dude. No, that was a good call.
We don't know if that is the drive the move further low though.
Mm-hmm. Bright green on the high time frame.
I'd like to see a big ass pullback. Bigger than that. They're trying to get that fucking delta to turn around. They're getting it to go a little bit. Just not quite there. That definitely forces stocks into a heated position. See, and I'm still waiting for that big ass pullback. So now they're spoofing it down, and that inventory is not responding yet. Could be a flick. They could still continue to be doing what they were doing. This is just a bigger pullback.
Yeah, they did defend those high nodes down there at 17, but it's still kind of a coin toss because they would need to make an aggressive higher high in order for there to be a real change in character. And so far they're not.
This is also a very loose area on both sides. It's too easy to be wrong.
Wrong quick too.
And for a lot. I want to see them like, and the thing is, they're not really, they could still spoof it low, but they're not really collapsing it. It's kind of rolling and trickling low. It's not like, let's see if that, because when they get, let's see what happens with the delta. Got a 1750 long. I'll take it at these 21s for 1200. That does not totally recoup that $6,000 I lost earlier, but it was a good trade. I'm not gonna fuck with this area again yet.
Yeah, they need to make a higher high for me.
Even then, you might need to wait for a pullback because, like, I mean, but then again, if they do a higher high, I don't know if they're gonna even give the fucking pullback because it had been spoofing a lot up. I think they need to compact this slip range more. Like, they totally took back a lot of reclaim that they had been on the cumulative delta that they had for the rebalance. Because they fully rebalanced the inventory from the open with it, and they took it back out. You got these gnarly ass fucking pullbacks though, and we know they're going to want to continue to run pullbacks. But the problem is I'm a little concerned that this is what we've been seeing on the way down, but just like a bigger version.
Yeah, that's also true.
But the stocks are green for the first time too. But that doesn't mean shit because the stocks are still hypothetically in a downturn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bid pressure down here too. See, that looks like a break. And that's great, but I would wait. I would be just extra careful. It's a good sign. But like this 3-point rotation here is too small for the size of shit we're dealing with.
Yeah.
They've been spoofing so much on the long side. It's like that's the only reason I don't know about what's the depth of the pullback. It may not even happen, and you know I'll be okay with missing this.
Excuse me.
I definitely called a bottom to some degree. Like they rebalanced all that inventory on the cumulative delta, and dude, there's just a point where when they hit a specific pocket, if they're rebalancing a pocket but they're spoofing the other way, as they're rebalancing it, they want to reverse it once it's balanced. Good collapse. Nice collapse. Beautiful collapse. Now them spoofing low like that is a little like,
Yeah, what are they doing?
Got a long from 26 something to 28,000. I'm just a little concerned about that, the spoofing low.
Zip right up like a zipper. Zip.
Yeah, that's how you know they probably want to go long, but I'm curious how they're like, I'm wondering if they're trying to get the delta to come out the bottom side a little bit. Or they could be doing what they were doing on the way down, but now they're doing it for the way up. You know what I mean? Just I know whatever this is not this reversal is not going to be just a clean without some drama, a lot of drama.
Yeah. We're getting plenty of drama, that's for sure.
The bid pressure, the profile is huge. I mean, it's all there. Oh. Some fucker with resting liquidity. Most likely will eventually get hit at some point. I'd wait. I don't know if they're gonna pull back. They're right on there. They go. They got his ass. Problem is there is downward spoofing. So I wonder if they're going to close out all the open interest on the sell side and then roll this back in. See if I can get this indicator done, which ain't going to be done tomorrow. Just being able to see where the majority of the high pacing is going. Are you still waiting or what's going on?
I have 2-lot micro on from 20s. And I don't really see a reason to cut it yet because I have taken partials.
Yeah.
If we get a significant change in character, though, I will take it off.
So you can see on your cumulative delta, there's a at 904 that's where it kind of hesitated to go up. I don't know if they're going to hit that pocket. But just remember, they are spoofing low. $20 points is a lot too. But if you think you can rail it, mid is turning red. Cumulative delta is getting a bit flat here. There's liquidity at 44s they might hit.
Yeah, if we fail to make a new high here at 43, I'm gonna flat key it. There it is. I'm probably just gonna take it here anyways.
Yeah.
43.50.
That fix everything?
Yeah, I'm up about 200 on the day.
Too bad to get to balls up like that and push it. What was the entry on that?
The entry at the very low, huge capitulatory candle, meaning we had a
Oh,
how big
yeah.
was that candle? It was
Oh, yeah, I longed in there too.
from
I
23
scalped it.
to 9 to 8, from 23 to 8, which is a huge candle. And then at the bottom, we just started flipping green, on the high time frame, which is the first green candle we had. So for there to be the first green candle and the biggest, largest candle of the session was just kind of like a 2-factor setup for me.
What green candle?
On the high time frame at the very low of day.
Oh, yeah.
We were red, and then we put in the
On stock?
stretchiest, on stock heat map. We put in the longest, tallest candle of the session, and it ended up being a green candle.
Yeah.
Which was a sign of reversal for me.
They also did rebalance the open inventory too.
Yeah. So that was the long signal, and then confirmation. We tested the lows again at 16. It held. So that gave me confirmation to hold. We made a higher high. That was confirmation to hold. We made a higher low. That was confirmation to hold. And then from there, it was just kind of managing the trade, watching for signs of reversal to the downside.
And then they just stagger offers all the way up too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can hate ICT, but I really feel like there is one algo in control. It just fucking really looks that way. And then when Jane Street owns 30% of volume in specific assets, like, come on. It's monopolized. If you had
Yeah.
all the money in the world and rebates, you could do all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not even about like whatever. It's about fucking a bunch of pockets of people over. That's it.
There's a lot of 50 lots
Curious.
coming in here. I've got the bubble indicator on, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bubbles of 50 lots that just came in here on the bid.
Yeah.
And specifically
gonna-
50 lots too. So it's like somebody is slamming it here.
This most likely is gonna range. I just or pull back. I just want to know how they handle this inventory.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may just continue to climb. Although the price is a little dampened from, well, let's see. There's the price. No, it's actually not. Where the delta in the price action are in the same place they were where this upper reclaim is. Now I know they try to do a huge rebalance up initially when we got to those highs,
Mm-hmm.
and they couldn't fucking get it going. So I'm wondering if they're gonna attempt to finish off that rebalance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Delta is stumbling. Nice.
I caught along there from 53.25, but I think that's the last trade of the day.
Yeah, I'm in there too. Why did you do it?
There was a huge pocket of long open interest, and we overshot it, but then we reclaimed it and we put in that nice little slip range. And
Wait, say that again. I was exiting.
a huge open interest pocket to the long side, like 1,000 lots.
A low node?
High
Oh,
node. And we came down.
what about it?
We defended it. We came down, we tested it, we defended it, we put in a higher low with a slip range. I got the slip range favor. It was thin above, and it just
Higher low on
3-second chart, so on the smallest time frame.
okay. Yeah, for me, the delta and the price are in the same relationship, and I know that they were trying to rebalance the high of day, and I think they're gonna try to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And also that was a really good pullback for me to get into a continuation.
Yeah.
Nice pullback right there. Cumulative delta is a little flat. They're cooking it. What's awesome though is like understanding the spoof to inventory relationship made this specific price action predictable.
Yeah.
Like as far as the broad, we're in an uptrend, but they were spoofing it low and now they're spoofing it back the other way. Looks like it's going to be a range, but we know they want to rebalance this upper inventory. So like this this in style price action that's kind of like just a V-ish in look is not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
That cumulative delta is getting really fucking flat. I just think it could go really any fucking direction. It's a problem. And now you got all these big ass offers stacking. It seems like they're trying to artificially drive it low through this reclaim. They might get filled, but something. It's just that there's no inventory. We know they've been spoofing it low. They're spoofing it upward. Oh, and then they put in that big ass 126 bid to pop the market up. That was a real spoof. They put in all these large offers, they pulled them, and then flipped the bid the other way.
Mm.
Were you in something?
No, I'm just importing trades.
Then they're gonna lay those offers up again. Hmm. Inventory is dead. Fortunately, took a fucking $3,000 loss.
Oof.
Short down there, and it looked like it was gonna go, but then because the inventory was dying. And it's still fucking dying, but they are really attempting to fucking get it to go up. They also spoof it, and then it would have came all the way back to me, which fucking sucks dick. That selling cumulative delta is got a lot of pressure. They definitely found a little honey hole of shit. They could push it. Yes, sir. Pulled a decent short for 33.75. I think that's it for me. I figured the short was coming in, but man, I need to like I just need to like get this spoof shit to kind of work. I want to work on that. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, that doesn't sound easy, dude.
No,